2024 was an incredible year for video games, but not every great title got the attention it deserved. Some amazing games flew under the radar, and today, we're looking at the top 10 video games you might have missed in 2024. These are games that deliver unique experiences, pushing the boundaries of gameplay, storytelling, and visuals. Let's dive in. Alright, picture this, a noir cyberpunk detective story where death is optional. Crazy, right? Nobody Wants to Die dropped in March and it's mind-blowing. You're solving crimes in a world where the rich can transfer their minds to new bodies. The storytelling is next level, and the choices you make? They actually matter. People missed this one, cause it didn't have a big marketing push, but it's a sleeper hit for sure. Horror fans, listen up. Still Wakes the Deep is the creepy deep-sea adventure you've been waiting for. It came out in June, and it's set on this abandoned oil rig in the North Sea. The atmosphere is so tense, you'll be on edge the whole time. It didn't get much hype, cause it's not from a big studio, but man, the scares are real. If you like Alien, Isolation, you'll love this. Okay, I know what you're thinking, another Prince of Persia game, but hear me out. The Lost Crown dropped in January and it's a total reinvention. It's a 2.5D Metroidvania with sick parkour moves and time powers. The art style is gorgeous, and the gameplay is smooth as butter. It got overshadowed by some big releases, but it's a must-play for platformer fans. Imagine the Oregon Trail but in a post-apocalyptic Pacific Northwest with supernatural threats. That's Pacific Drive in a nutshell. It's all about keeping your car running while exploring this weird, dangerous world. It's got this cool roguelike structure, so every run feels fresh. It didn't get much buzz cause it's a unique concept, but it's addictive as hell. You'll be scavenging for parts, upgrading your ride, and trying not to get eaten by whatever freaky thing is lurking in the mist. The way the car becomes almost like a character itself is brilliant. I can't believe more people aren't talking about Hellblade II. It dropped in May and it's a visual masterpiece. The first game was great, but this sequel takes everything to the next level. The combat is intense, the story is deep, and it deals with mental health in a really powerful way. It might have been overlooked, cause it's a bit intense for some players, but if you're up for an emotional journey, don't sleep on this one. Manor Lords is like Age of Empires had a baby with The Sims. You're building a medieval town, managing resources, and even fighting battles. The attention to detail is insane. Your villagers actually have lives. It flew under the radar cause it's not from a big publisher, but it's deep, addictive, and looks amazing. You can zoom in and see every little detail of your town. The economic system is super deep, with supply chains that actually make sense. And when it comes time for battle, the tactical combat is no joke. If you're into story-driven games, Open Roads is a must-play. It's this beautiful mother-daughter road trip adventure. The voice acting is top-notch, and the way it mixes 3D environments with 2D characters is super unique. It might have been missed cause it's not action-packed, but the storytelling and emotional depth are off the charts. You play as Tess, a teenager who discovers old family letters hinting at a buried secret. The dialogue system lets you choose how Tess reacts, affecting her relationship with her mom. It feels so real, with moments that'll remind you of your own family trips.
Alright, it's a deal.
A road trip!
Rise of the Ronin is the samurai RPG you've been craving. Set in 19th century Japan, it's got an open world packed with detail. The combat is challenging but fair, and your choices actually impact the story. It didn't get as much attention as it deserved, but it's a real gem. You've got this mix of traditional samurai combat with new Western weapons, and it all feels great. The grappling hook adds a whole new dimension to exploration and combat. And the way they've recreated historical locations is insane. You'll feel like you've stepped back in time.
Without remorse.
Vampires are cool again, thanks to V Rising. This game takes survival and base building and adds a blood-sucking twist. You start as a weakened vampire and work your way up to being a powerful Lord of the Night. V Rising might have been overlooked because people thought it was just another survival game, but it's got depth and style for days. The day/night cycle actually matters, since, you know, you're a vampire. You'll be dodging sunlight, feeding on humans to gain powers, and turning into a bat to explore. Building your castle is addictive as hell, and the PvP keeps things spicy with both vampire hunters and other players as threats. If you want a fresh take on survival games with a gothic flavor, V Rising is ready to sink its teeth into you. Last but not least, we've got Children of the Sun. This sniper puzzle game is unlike anything you've played before. Each level is about taking out a target with a single bullet, using ricochet and environmental tricks. It's got this cool retro aesthetic and a trippy story. It didn't make big waves cause it's from a small indie team, but it's innovative and addictive as hell. You'll be calculating angles, timing your shots, and setting up chain reactions to take out your targets. The story is told in these fragmented, almost psychedelic cutscenes that keep you guessing. It's not a long game, but each level is like a little work of art.